Hey guys, I'm Anthony and welcome to After Van Life. See guys, I made a difference at work. Who knew my leaving that night and then calling the supervisor the next morning and explaining to him that I did not want to work in an area that would sign multiple people because of what was going on with the coronavirus. I thought that that would be putting me at a greater risk. Well, I went to work the next night and I did my normal routine. I went up, I looked up at the schedule, and went over to my press. Around 20 minutes after I was working, the acting supervisor came over and he asked me, did I talk to so-and-so this morning? I said, yeah, we talked for a couple minutes, yeah. And so he said, well, it's a note up on the board, on the door, asking you to give him a call this morning. I said, okay. So I managed to go through my whole night without even thinking about what it is that he might want to talk to me about again or say to me. So I got off from work, I went home, and I waited again until around about 8:30, give him time to settle in and everything, and I gave him a call. Now this call was probably not even 30 seconds, no longer than a minute for sure. And he said to me, I said, hey, so-and-so, you wanted me to give you a call? He said, yeah. He said, I gave it some more thought about what we talked about yesterday, and I wanted you to know that you were not wrong. And then I thought to myself, okay, so if I wasn't wrong, then I was right. So I don't know what it is with people where they just don't want to admit that, you know, a person was right. I mean, it would have been so much sweeter to me had he just said, you know, you were right. But I took it as a win anyway, because the opposite of you were not wrong, well, you were right. So, yeah, he told me that I was not wrong, and then he said that he instructed the second shift supervisor to assign no more than the appropriate number of people that should be on the press, and that if a press goes down and you have additional people, those two additional people will go on a different press and do like maintenance or cleanup or something like that. So I was like, okay. It wasn't like I wasn't even that, you know, that fond about it. Not fond about it, but I wasn't even that impressed about it. I was just, maybe it's because I was sleepy or whatever, but at the moment it happened, I was just like, okay, thanks for calling, and you know, and it was just like that. But after I got some rest and everything, I realized, you know, the small impact of my actions of leaving and standing up for myself and letting them know that I was not going to work in an area where more people are assigned to that's not normally that many people. So I felt really good about myself then. So that's what happened, guys. We will no longer be assigned more people than should be on any given press. Now, also guys, before I wrap this video up, I do want to address two comments that were made in that last video. The first comment, I'm not even going to read the comment, nor am I going to say the person who wrote the comment, but my first thought when I read the comment was, I am so glad that I do not think the way that you think. Then I also thought, another thought that came to mind was that I was like, okay, wearing gloves, masks, practicing social distances, we all know that that's not a guarantee 100% that you cannot contract the virus. But what it does do is helps to decrease your chances of contracting the virus. And that's what it's all about. It's helping to decrease your chances of contracting the virus. And the last thing I want to say in regards to that comment and to that person is this. I'd rather be broke and poor and have my health than to have money and be sick and ill and possibly dying from this virus. Moving on, the next comment I want to address, I will say their name, and the comment was, I guess you guys don't have a union, from Uncle Bob. Uncle Bob, we do have a union, but I am the type of person that I like to follow protocol. I like to speak to the necessary people, take the necessary steps before I call the union. A lot of people, when something goes on their job, their first instinct is to run and call the union. I don't do that. I put things in place so when or if I have to go beyond the supervisor, beyond the plant manager, beyond the union, I know that I have and have done the proper things and spoken to the proper people. And hopefully within that little hierarchy that, you know, you will get some satisfied results. So that's why I did not run straight to the union. All right, guys. I think that's all I wanted to relate to you guys in this video. As always, thank you guys for taking a few moments out of your time a few minutes out of your time to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, you know that, and I'll see you guys the next time.